Yo, yo, yo. Rise and shine, my friends. Well, it's rise and shine for me. Guys, welcome, welcome. We're settling into our match lobby soon. Y'all want to see my pretty face? Just let me know in the chat. You guys, welcome. Thank you guys for joining the stream. Today we got a little special event coming up. MLBB NA Discord present the Facebook community tournament. So yesterday we did have the 3 versus 3 brawl. Today we're gonna have the Facebook community tournament live, and it's a very, very special project from some of our very good friends out there. So make sure to come out and support us. I know a lot of you guys are waiting for some NACT actions outside, but we're skipping NACT this week. Why? We got IESF, and for those of you guys that don't know too much about IESF group stage is coming up. Let me see if I can give a little information on that, because we got our boys out there, PTK slash Carlos, PTK slash best player roster out there, and it should be happening pretty soon actually. I did see the group stages come out, and unfortunately it seems like we are in a very tight spot for ISF. But let's see. You know, the group is out already. In terms of when the group stage is being played, I can't really tell you. It's cool though. 5 out of the 5 people, they all represent United States. Best player, Fried Chicken, ISO, Warrior, and Yato. That's gonna be for ISF. But back to the good stuff. Y'all know what it is. It's gonna be between Imperium versus Starfall. Imperium V2 versus Team Starfall. They're gonna ask me to change the names again, because might as well do it before I get yelled at. The Starfall. That says team, right? Team Starfall versus Imperium 2. Nox is pretty much ready. You missed me in my bald head. That's all the encouragement I needed to come back on the stream. Appreciate all you guys' support. Honestly, last few weeks, I can't say it's been particularly hard, because I feel like I'd be undermining a lot of other people, but it's definitely been pretty rough. But I think our patches are going to be smoothed out really, really soon. Things will get going real nice. Seems like Imperium's the only one that hasn't been in the lobby, so I'm definitely going to see if I give them a little nudge, see if they'll come through. I was not told by anyone to invite them just yet, but seems like we'll be okay. Let's see. What can I do? Do y'all even need to see what's going on? Yeah, here you go. Guys, welcome. This is the North American MLBB Discord. Present to you the Facebook Community Tournament. Today's date, August 26th, 1 p.m. Sunny afternoon in California. It's a great day. The storm has passed. If anyone knows about the recent hurricanes that came through. Most of the places were relatively safe, at least from my area. I do know there's a couple places that definitely got a lot of the rains when the storm passed, but I know. Well, it's looking pretty good. There you go. A little scuffed, but scuff is never a bad thing. Just means homemade, homegrown, home done. Let's see. Hello, YUWEI, miss you in your bald head. Thank you, Baya. Sarif, Indo versus United States on Tuesday. ISF happens on a Tuesday is kind of wild. They don't expect people to have school? It's literally almost September. All the schools that have started are starting already, so it's actually quite a crazy schedule. Indo versus USA, yes. It's gonna be a pretty wild match. I'm looking at it right now. I mean, I could definitely show you guys, see what's up. As a matter of fact, we kind of do something like that, as long as I don't got anything crazy in that window. Okay. A little bit small, but not really a problem here. So, ISF. This is ISF World Esports Championship 2023. I know it's not the tournament that we're looking for right now, but we could talk a little bit about it before the match begins and stuff. 105, so we still have a couple more minutes before, I think they're just waiting for a couple more members to trickle in. Yeah, coming back. Take a look at it. Hosts, you got Banks, Fallout. I don't know both these hosts. It's quite interesting though. Seems like they're male host. Yeah, male host. Never really had male hosts. Traditionally, it's always been like Maya, which is the girl from Philippines. There's a bunch of people from the Philippines, the Indos, the Malaysia. They all got some nice girl hosts. In the United States, we got 2 girl hosts, Liz and fuck me, huh? Xena. Oh, I can't even say that word. My bad. But we got 2 beautiful hosts here in the United States, so it's quite nice to see a fresh change. It's a United States host, which is interesting too, because this guy, he's from the United States and Greece, but he mainly casts. He's a caster and a host in all of the European side of things, and I do think they're all in Romania right now. That's gonna be the place that they're at. They invited 16 teams total. They got 2, 4, 6, 8 regions from Europe. They got 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 regions from Latin America. I don't know if all 9 people are here. That's a lot of countries though that were invited. Africa. So Latin America, I think they bought 1 team. I want to say they bought 1 team. Because, yeah, there's Brazil right here, right? Brazil's right here. Africa, Africa, Africa. Europe, Europe, Europe. Ocean, Asia, 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 Ocean, Ocean, Ocean. So there's 5 teams from C. 3 teams from Europe. 3 teams from Africa. 2 teams from Latin America. Last year's ISF winner, the host nation, which is Romania and the United States. So it's a pretty well-rounded tournament. It's kind of cool. And then for the brackets, we fall underneath the group B, and honestly, like, there's 2 teams that I don't think United States wanted to hit. If they didn't have them in their bracket, their life would be so much more easier. Right here, Indo, definitely number 1. Man, that's BTR, dude. Like, that's a strong team. Second one is definitely going to be Philippines right here. So Group B and Group D, I do believe only 2 teams come out. A1, A2, B1, B2, C2, C1, C2, and D1, D2. So each of these group stages, everyone's going to be playing everyone once. Maybe, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a best of 3 series. And for the best of 3 series, you have to score top 2 in your group. And there could definitely be a tie. There could definitely be a 3-way tie. For example, if Indonesia goes 3-0, and the rest of the teams go 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Is that possible? 3-way tie, group of 4. I'm pretty sure there's a three-way tie in a group of 4. Can't do math. Brain's too small right now. Not gonna lie though, brain's pretty small. Can't do these math. Haven't slept too much. Oh! Let's see. Bro, I almost fell asleep. Music too good, Miracle. Want a hurricane in Texas. You don't want a hurricane, bro. Hurricanes are crazy bad. And if you never had a hurricane in Texas, you're gonna get your first one. I'll be honest. If you never had a hurricane, or if you haven't had a hurricane like the last like 20 years, 30 years, if it comes, it's either gonna be like overly dramatic. Hi. I heard a noise. Okay, well, she muted again. It's either gonna be overly dramatic, as in like it's something that you kind of don't need to prepare, but everyone's gonna be crazy and screaming about it, which is kind of what happened in the California one, at least from where I live. Everyone was freaking the fuck out. Man, I can't swear, dude. Idiot. But guys, welcome back to the North American Discord community, brought to you for the Facebook community tournament hosted by, once again, the North American MLBB community. And today I will be your host. It's gonna be Genesis Imperium V2 versus the Team Starfall. Here you go. Open. Nice. Y'all don't really need to see my face though. Let's see. Can you cast IESF? Man, that would be a dream. Unfortunately, I don't think we have the opportunity to cast world stages like this. Just looking at their casters, they have 2 English commentators. They have Nice Suit and they have OSX, which I don't know too much about, but that man definitely knows what he's talking about. Need a little bit more international experience to be on there, but I do think if you searched up my name in the Liquidpedia, you should still be able to find me. Okay, let's see. How do I capture that audio? Application audio capture. Nope. Remove. Yeah, I don't even hear the music anymore. Let me try. Is it audio capture? Nice. Okay.
Sniper ready.
Just don't want it to scream into my ears. But guys, yes, welcome back. Best of 3 series between Imperium V2 versus Team Starfall. 2 pretty known teams around the North American community. They've been definitely practicing pretty hard to get to where they're at. This is gonna be the grand final series, best of 3 once again. But yeah, welcome everyone. Thank you guys for joining the stream. I know NACT ain't happening right now, but this is the best we can do. So Miracle said Mongolia is not sea region, it's East Asia. You're right. East Asia, part of the sea, SEA. Oh wait, SEA ain't even East Asia. That's Southeast Asia. Morocco and Algeria are underrated, especially Morocco. You've been watching a lot of the African qualifiers. Pretty good, I'm guessing. Let's see. All of them are playing in Romania. Yes, everyone flew out. What's up, Saki? Want a hurricane? It's 100 every day. I don't want this. We had a hurricane in Houston a few years ago. I grew up in Florida. Hurricanes happen every year. I grew up in Taiwan, so hurricanes definitely happened quite often. All right, let's jump into this solo cast, into this draft. Got the bans already on the table from Imperium. Fanny, Uranus, and Novaria. Not much to talk about. Fanny gets banned really often. The Uranus, of course, is a strong XP pick. Anyone that plays a good Uranus, you know, we really don't want to be seeing that in our matches. Novaria is a little bit interesting. It just means that maybe Imperium just potentially wants to set up for a more front-to-back versatile. They don't want to deal with a very far-range mage. Because, you know, quite honestly, if you can't reach the Novaria and the Novaria goes like, let's say like a 1-0 and 12, most likely you're not going to be reaching her all game. It's going to be tough, right? From the side of Starfall, do have a Kaja, Leslie, and Melissa ban. Leslie and the Melissa definitely targeted towards Ricky. So I would like to see Imperium pick up a marksman early to protect more of his picks, because, you know, quite honestly, if Ricky doesn't pick up his pick, Starfall is definitely going to ban out 2 more of his picks. So I think picking up the Beatrix is nice, right? After the Edith pick coming out from Genji, one of the Edith enthusiasts in North America, he's been rocking this pick since it was not great, but definitely now, you know, Genji has shown that his hero pool is very, very versatile, especially in this meta. The Terizla does come out from Vader to deal with the CC coming out from the Edith, and I think it's a great pick. Terizla, especially nowadays in this meta, he has the flicker set opportunities. He has a lane bullying. He can clear waves fast. He sustains well. He can tank. He can pretty much do everything an EXP lane needs to be doing, right? Imperium goes for this Franco and Beatrix picks. Once again, I do like the Beatrix coming out from Ricky early on, especially with 2 marksmen being banned out. Like, don't be shy to pick your heroes if the enemies choose to target you early on, right? When I was playing in the competitive scenes, often I would get my heroes banned out, like the Matilda, the Kaja, the Franco, and then if I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna let them keep banning me out, and I come to my last pick where they ban out 2 of my heroes, like, puts me in a pretty bad situation. So I like the picks come out so far. Jinx, Jinsaur on this Xborg, quite tough. I do know Imperium loves to run the Xborg, so taking it and denying it away is a very, very good choice. Definitely would have liked to see maybe an Xborg early to counter out that Terizla, and you could also flex it, but I don't think the Edith pick is bad at all. I think Xborg is great, but it shouldn't be this great where it's meta defining. If it was, we'd be seeing it across Asia, right? So there's definitely still a lot of weaknesses with that hero. Vader is such a cool name. Yeah, man, Darth Vader. Bro, C region is different. ES region is more like Mongolia, China, Korea, Taiwan. EA, not ES. Yes, I agree with you. East Asia, right? East Asia. But I do know China's still a developing place. Korea doesn't really put too much resources in establishing a great Mobile Legends team, but I do think with the rise, especially with this year, next year, with China going in, I do think China and Korea are gonna jump on board, and I do think that it's gonna be quite popular. It's been quite popular in the Southeast Asia. It's been pretty popular in the United States, and we even have a lot of local tournaments coming out right now. Like today, we got 2 finals, 2 semis. No, today is a finals for the Facebook tournament. I believe it's a semifinals for the Nine Thieves tournament, and I believe Nine Thieves are gonna have the finals tomorrow. And we also got NACT going on, so that's 3 tournaments back to back. And I do believe Avalon, which it probably was hosted by GD Aiko and Nami. There's definitely tournaments over there, so a lot of the regions have been popping up. Having Paul in the red team's auto lose, man. Paul's great, but you go back to the bans. The Joa, the Kadita, Kufra, and Brody has all been banned out. 1 tank bans, so Chaewon got a free Lolita. Lolita does well against the Franco and also the Beatrix, but it's not like a one-size-fits-all type of thing. They're still missing a marksman, so Starfall is still looking for that last pick right there. Imperium closes out with a Helkert and an Odette. Helkert, a very solid pick coming out from Ken. I know he plays this hero quite a bit, and he does really, really well with it. Not a traditional jungler that I like to go myself because I feel like Helker is quite all in. But when you actually watch him play these matches, it's very calculated cockroach. You know, he doesn't die often. He doesn't make any bad misplays. So definitely a good pick. Now this Odette. I was talking about it yesterday. So yesterday we kind of had a little group gathering in my server, and we were pulling out the Odette, and I was kind of bagging on the Odette, but we had a very big Odette player, aka Rem, one of the best Odettes in the world. I believe she's top 10 at least, maybe top 20. The Odette pick is quite wild. I'm like, once again, I'm not sure if I could agree with it, but I definitely want to see how this turns out. Now, if the Odette fails, right, it just happens to not work out mid. They do still have Genji as a magic damage dealer, but Starfall completing their draft. They go with the Clit. Ooh, Clint's a strong hero. Good lane. Very excited to see how this match turns out. But guys, welcome to the grand finals for the North America Discord community, presenting to you Facebook community tournament. Best of 3 series grand finals between Team Imperium V2 versus Team Starfall. Imperium being on that blue side and Team Starfall being on that red. Guys, don't, if you guys want to chat with me, definitely come through in the chat. I'll be reading all the comments today because it's just gonna be a solo cast. A solo cast from me. But welcome. Excited to see this match. Both teams are, very, very close friends of mine. So I'm just happy to be here, guys. Extremely happy to be here. Want to see Odette? I know Rem loves to see the Odette. A little bit of a harassment came out from Sans. We don't like to see that if we're on the enemy team. It doesn't do too much harm there. Sans grabbed that buff early, but he looks like he's giving vision to rotate to the bot side. So I feel like that is a little bit of a over aggression play. Like to see him hang around that red, maybe into that gold lane pressure a little bit early, pop a flicker, but seems like he wants to go more of a jungle invading strategy. But Starfall coming out with a 2-man rotation coming out from the XP side. Kind of the things that Starfall really likes to do. But the combination does come out. Genji gets that first 2 wombo combo hit into a Ken first skill. That's going to complete that very first order on a 1-0 early lead for Team Imperium. It's a good match. Right? It's a very, very good match. Let's see. Odette Gods. Want to see Odette on Liquipedia. You can see it too. Yes, sir. Can you even play Mobile Legends in China? I do believe, Baya, that they are opening up Mobile Legends in China. It may not be called Mobile Legends, but it's definitely coming out soon. China is battling between having Mobile Legends as their main game and another mobile game. I can't tell you the name, but it's very, very popular in China. So they want to just make sure that they don't split their resources among different games there. I think that's the overall goal. It's released in China and search on Liquipedia Douyin. 5 versus 5, you will find 1 tournament. Ooh. Thank you for letting me know. That's something I'm very, very interested in finding out. Let's see. Moontune is Chinese. They could pick better than an Odette. I do think there's options better than the Odette, but I think that adds to the spice that Imperium has. Watch Kohari. Definitely going to ult, but he does get cancelled out by the penalty zone coming out from Teresa. I didn't think you could cancel people out with a penalty zone. Genji managed to grab up the turtle looking for that second kill, but ends up being the one taken. That's a 0-for-2 trade for the side of Team Starfall, but Imperium does walk away with that neutral objective early on. It's a little bit of a kill and trade going into Starfall, but with the Lord, with the turtle, with the neutral objective being taken, I would say it's not a bad trade. You can see a little bit of pressure coming out onto the top side. You can also see Paul on this Valentina. Right? It's one of his traditional bread and butters, and Kohari is definitely going to be struggling in terms of clearing waves in this lane, and even moving around. See, Kohari is just not going to have a great time walking through these bushes. He doesn't have the dash. He doesn't have the mobility. So a little bit he's kind of like a gourd where he's kind of stuck on the mid. So I'm kind of surprised that we did not get to see the gourd. I think the Gourd's quite nice, but Sans top gets chunked a little bit by Jinwoo and Che Wang, but doesn't seem like Starfall is willing to bite. You can see Ken on that Hellcurt already on that side, but the flicker Bloody Hunt does come out along with the Odette ultimate and the Dark Knight falls from that Hellcurt. That's going to complete that order. But the Aluminum Blast comes through and Jin able to pick up that Odette. Now, we talked about the Odette earlier. Just doesn't have the mobility. Just doesn't have the mobility to deal with something like a Valentina's dash or even that X-Borg skill, especially when he gets the flame onto them. But a trade on the bot side, Genji's able to pick up one solo, but looks like he's going to be punished in between. He's trying to get that cannon, but just chunked a little bit too loud. So that's definitely a greedy part on Genji there. Any predictions, my friends? Any predictions? I could put up a prediction on YouTube if y'all like. I don't mind putting it up. But the first turtle coming up right now. A little bit. Let me see. Start pull. Starfall. Ooh, Bloody Hunt does come out along with the Odette ultimate. Swan Song, I believe that is what it's called. Dark Knight Falls does come through and hits onto Paul. That's gonna be a great target. Now, the falling, the Dark Knight Falls does fall for the side of Imperium too, but first person that does get taken out is going to be Ricky. And I don't know if that's a great trade. You took out the marksman for the mage. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. Why? If you look at the side of Starfall, they have magic and they have true damage and they have physical. So they're majority physical, but by taking out Paul, they're going to take out one of the more important magic damage. Compared to Imperium's side, Imperium's pretty balanced, right? You take out Ricky, that's one physical damage down, but the Hellcurt's still alive. So there's still a lot of opportunity for Imperium to walk away, even with one of their physicals being down. The other side, Starfall, their mage is down, then they're going to lack a lot of magic damage. X-Borg does physical, but ends up doing a lot more flat, or what you can call true damage. Now, Genji right here, he knows that his lane is getting froze. I want to see what kind of decision he does make, because everyone is pretty much MIA here, and I'm pretty sure Team Imperium is calling for it. Paul ends up going back into his lane because Kohari did get that first shove, and once they see Paul onto this mid side, I believe Genji will start moving around a little bit more. But Jin on this bot side sitting quite well on that side, but Dark Knight Falls along with the Song does come out. Kohari uses that Purify, able to negate the stun coming out from that Aluminum Blast and able to pick up that kill. And Paul next on the chopping block does get taken out too. So a 3-for-0 trade for the side of Imperium. They're kind of walking away with most of the team fights here. Grouping up early, having clean rotations. Definitely taking Starfall a little bit by surprise. But the Flicker penalty zone does come out onto Kohari. It does hit Ricky too, but Kohari was the one that was going to be on that death there. It's a great Flicker play coming out from Vader, but without that Flicker, he's going to get picked off right here. The first and the second stun does come out to Vader. But is that going to be enough? Ricky does able to take it out, and the last Insanity does come through and trade that kill for one. You know, with the little bonus Kohari that they killed earlier. Scoreboard's 8-7. Gold lead is literally neck to neck. So still pretty close. He's got this Che Wan right here, making sure that this turtle is going to be pulled onto the opposite side, a bad side. But Sans on this Franco, looking, seeing, checking, does check that bush, so does end up getting it free. But the Bloody Hunt does come out. I feel like that is a misplay because Kohari nor Ricky was there. Ricky actually managed to go forward to that mid side, able to grab up that mid tower and also the Valentina. The Lord chucked pretty much to the side, but Sans with a great hook, able to pick up that target too. So that's a clean 2-for-0 trade, but you can see the Clint on the opposite side doing quite well himself. Now, the silence does come out from Ken, and the last Insanity does pop, so Jin is going to be completely out of the team fight. Imperium should be able to take this turtle uncontested, as you can see Ricky coming onto this bot side, just trying to figure things out in his lane, right? He's doing quite well himself. He's on a 4-1-1, so he's been rotating pretty well, but we can't really, you know, forget about Jin. Xborg 3, 0, and 4. We've seen this before, but an early ultimate come out from Kohari, I don't think that's going to be the right decision. The Swan Song does come out on the opposite side. Vader, I mean, Paul able to take out Kohari. That's going to be a pretty big target. He used that Swan Song to clear the waves, but ends up getting punishing. I feel like that's just a small misplay coming out from Kohari. We don't really want to see stuff like that, but if it does happen, we're not gonna cry too much. Ricky using a grenade launcher, pushing out this bot side tower so quickly, and Sans looking to see if he can get the target. The silence does come out, but the bloody hunt, I think, does not connect. Ricky trying to get Jin and is able to chunk him down, but is that going to be enough? Vader on that penalty zone goes for a figure play once again, and with the aluminum blast coming out, it does get canceled, or it does get picked up by that Lolita. And man, Genji taking out the backline. He was able to take out both Jin Woo and also Jin, so that's gonna be a pretty good trade, a 2-for-3 trade for the side of Imperium, as they walk with almost a 3k gold lead. But welcome guys to the stream. I missed the highlight you do with Paul. It's been a while since I streamed with Paul. It's been a while since I actually played the game on stream for fun. I believe yesterday I did host an event. I hosted the 3vs3 Brawl tournament, brought to you by the North American community. Now we're hosting the Facebook tournament, brought to you by the North American community. So a lot of the community events happening, and there's definitely going to be a lot more. Once again, 9 Thieves are going to be later tonight, and also the finals are going to be tomorrow. So lots of cool stuff coming through. You're right, it's from Shanghai. Some big esports organizations like Nova Esports recruiting MLB for their new team, and it's confirmed by Z-Kills too. There's definitely going to be a lot of people trying to get into China. But China has to allow that. That's number one. There's going to be definitely a lot of money shifting into Mobile Legends, but again, it's a pretty new market, so we definitely have to see how it's going to be saturated. Go Imperium. What's up, Sir Unknowns? My mind tells me Starfall will win. Sana, hello, welcome. I don't understand why people use Xborg as a jungle. He's not suited in jungle. It's an assassin meta. Here's the thing about North America. We love Xborg. If there's any pick that defines North America, it's definitely going to be the Xborg. Now, it does well in the jungle. It also does well in the XP lane. I've also seen some teams like to run out mid. So it's a pretty good flex pick, but I do know Jin, he's played a great Xborg in this Facebook tournament. So pulling it here is not going to be a surprise, but Imperium looking like they have the zone advantage onto that mid side. Ricky is pushing a lot of towers right now. The Lord's marching onto the bot side. Imperium is still split up by a little bit, and Genji goes forward but whiffs on that first skill. But Imperium choosing to be pretty smart, trying to get that mid turn. They're able to get it uncontested just off of a Sans burnt flicker. He's not able to really get too much out of it, but I still think it's a decent trade, a flicker for that mid tower. Kohari once again going for the Swan Songs onto the minions. 100% disagree. It almost feels like he just wants to clear the minions. Now, Swan Song ultimate, the cooldown, it shouldn't be that long, 40 seconds or so, but that is still a spell, a utility used for Imperium. Not only offense, but defense. But the flicker hook does come out from Genji. He's able to get that kill, but unfortunately, he's the one that dies, falls right after. That is going to be a 2-for-2 trade, in Kohari definitely going to be going down. Honestly, Imperium, it could have been so much worse. You see Sans with almost no HP. I feel like that was a undisciplined fight, right? It's Team Starfall, they're down only 3k gold. That's about like half an item average, right? Throughout the whole entire team. About a 500-600 difference between all of them. And to try to push that tower early without too much of, let's say, a Lord or super minions, it's not going to be a great scene. And they definitely got the short end of the stick there. You can see both marksmen's doing quite well themselves already on that 9k gold. Roams pretty even, 6k to 5k, 6k to 6k. XP, there's a small gap, about a 500 difference. And also the mid, I believe, is going to be the biggest gold gap. It's about almost a 1.8k, but The pick comes out from Genji. So is this a Dark Knight Falls? Able to pick up Lolita completely for free. Only trading 2 ultimates, right? They got the Dark Knight Falls, they got the Swan Songs. And with those 2 picks, it really sets them up quite nicely for uncontested Lord. It shows that, hey man, even without too much of a discipline, they're still making the right calls. And Imperium actually zoning out this objective quite nicely, taking their time, making sure that the surrounding areas are scouted out to make sure that there is not going to be a 50-50 wretched. There's not going to be a steal. A little bit of what I call a jungle choke action, especially as the leading team. I think it's quite a priority for them to learn how to jungle choke. And now Imperium definitely looking like they have learned quite a bit. They're stacking the waves. They're making sure that, hey, the minions are going to be pushed onto their side. They're even getting this top side, and they stack that 1 cannon there. So it's definitely going to hit the tower, and it's going to create a little bit of an impact. The mid coming down pretty slow too. So if I haven't, never said a perfect sync, this is definitely as perfect of a sync as I can imagine myself. The Iron Hook does come out and is able to grab up Vader, and that's going to be completely free. The Swan Song also comes out too, and he's able to take out the Clint right away. The Purify pops out, Luminum Blast comes through, but Team Imperium looking to just completely close it off. And with the Lord, they're definitely going to be taking it. Team Imperium able to grab the first game against Team Starfall. Quite an impressive opening, my friends. This is going to be the scoreboard at the very end. 20-13 is going to be the overall score. 15-minute game total. Ricky getting that MVP on a 5-1-6. He has all the items available. He built up. He had the early game advantage. And honestly, what I'm more interested about is going to be the push stats. And you're going to see Ricky definitely off the charts. 65%, but it's not as high, right? You could go like a 70 and 80%, but it does seem like all the supporting casters, at least on Imperium's side, did help. Everyone got a little bit of the tower shots. You can even see Kohari on this Odette pushing towers. So quite well coming out. And we were kind of judging the Odette pick, but a 5, 4, and 7 going on gold. Honestly, quite nice. But guys, heading into the very second match, the best of 3 series between Team Imperium and Starfall. Starfall is going to be on the blue side this time around, so I'll switch the names before somebody comes
Sir, what's your command?
tattletelling on me. But yeah, the Franco play is nice. It's undeniably strong in tournaments. But it's also a pick that people know, hey man, if the suppressions are open, they're most likely going to take it. So it's a very black and white draft. But even with a black and white draft, very textbook style, you can predict it happening. Can you counter it? Can you play onto that level? And I would say a lot of the top 8 NACT teams, even when they do see Franco, they should be able to counter out against it. But Imperium's Franco right here, Sans creating a lot of opportunity early, mid, and late game. He was getting Iron Hooks back to back, getting that Flicker Bloody Hunt, picking off 1 member before the objectives, making sure that they're zoned out for the turtles, for the lords. Like, pretty solid draft coming out. I'm gonna read the chat a little bit. Let's see. Let's see. Oh man, a lot of X-Borg stuff, huh? I don't understand why X-Borg as a jungler, he's not suited. MPL, PH, ID, no one uses him as a jungler. Facts, Miracle. Facts. They do use him in the XP, but it's still not as popular yet. I'll talk about the bans in a little bit. Cannot compare MPL regions to non-MPL regions. It's quite different. It's definitely quite different. Kayla, welcome. First time here. Yo, is that a cap? I feel like I've definitely seen you before. Khalid and Angela pick and turning. Definitely possible, bro. Even though you play X-Borg as jungle in NA region, international stage, you'll witness the difference. I do believe, Miracle, that IESF is going to be a big determination on our international stage. And I do hope North America gets past the group stages. What's good, peeps? What's up, Sean? Welcome. Apex. You love Apex. I mean, different regions have different metas, just like cultures. NA loves expert because they never get low ping. They want to on jungle to sustain damage. It doesn't require low MS. That's a big point. In North America, our tournament pings usually, if we're from California, we're getting about 50. If we're from New York, we're getting about 50 also. So we don't get clean tournament pings. That's pretty much the biggest issue regarding North American hero pools. C players always forget NA really get singled. Yep. Franco played bad this game. Let's see. Can you contact Hoon? Have a watch party with him on ISF via Discord chat? That'd be fun to watch. Sure. 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 Viewers want it? Miracle, you want it? If the man wants it, the man will give an answer. Hi, Hoon. Wanna watch ISF? Wanna ISF watch party, bro? That's all I sent him. Solid draft. Hello, Auntie. What's up, Chopper? Chopper about to get fired, my friend. YUWEI, can I buy your new feet pics? The ones you sent are outdated. Bro. That's a cap. That's a cap. Why the Melissa ban? So here's the thing. Ricky, if you actually look up in MLBB, top 1 global Melissa. Maybe top 2 or top 3, but definitely close to top 1. So this dude is a crazy marksman player. Crazy marksman player. Is that Miracle the ref? I don't think so. If it was Miracle the ref, I'd slap her. Not abusing woman. Of course not. Bans are on the table. First phase comes through. It's the same bans except the Valentina. Kind of respecting Kohari on that Valentina. Doesn't want to give that hero. The Fanny, Navaria, and Uranus, 3 heroes that all Team Starfall like to use, are all banned out this time around. Does seem like both teams have done quite a bit of their homework and they're sticking to their game plans. Kaja first pick does come out. It's a little bit interesting that you don't see a Franco picked to go get counter out that Kaja, but I do think the Kufra is a very, very safe bet, especially going against that chicken. The underrated mage pick, the Faramis right now, popping. Very, very popular. And with the new damage increase, it makes him even stronger than before, in my opinion. So the higher the burst damage, the stronger it is. And Faramis has always struggled with damage. Faramis does great in the utility sense. It provides CC, it provides mobility, it provides poke, right? The first skill is a poke. Adding higher damage onto the poke makes him closer to a burst mage and gives him that all-around, you know, playstyle where he can not only poke and do damage, but he can also burst and last hit people even better than what he was before. So this last patch on Faramis has been treating him quite well. The Beatrix comes out once again, especially with the 2 marksman bans. If it don't break, don't fix it. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. I think that's a good way of calling that out. Bader comes out with the Edith. It's a little bit of a counter play coming out from the side of Starfall. But I will say this though. If you fall into the Edith trap, I do believe Genji should be an expert at beating the Edith. And you know what's interesting? They put Genji up on the first pick on the chop and block. And they say, counter me, bro. Counter that Edith. Genji ends up taking that first kill. At least a solo kill onto that boss that he did get traded, but he did quite well in that lane. So the Edith, very, very strong pick. I definitely agree with Starfall. You should pick it up. Don't let Genji have it. They complete it with that Brody, which has that AoE physical damage against the Faramis. Now, if they did not take the Brody early on from Starfall's team, do you believe Imperium has plans on banning it? Probably looking to ban out the Brody, the Clint, that does quite well early game against Lamissa. Imperium, once again, we talked about the Kufra, does well against Kaja, so no surprise here. Second phase bans are on the table. We got the Farsa, we got the Chang-E pick, the Terizla, and also the Fredrin. So Starfall opting to ban out a lot of the front lines, a lot of the utilities, a lot of the beefy units versus Starfall banning out a lot of the mobile mage heroes that Paul does well, right? He's very, very good at rotating fast. He's very good at these high IQ pickoffs. So banning out some of his here, limiting his choice is definitely going to be a strong pick. Paul comes out with a Lilia. This is a very exciting matchup because the last time we seen a Lilia, it was probably before the rework and it was popping. But I do know, I think Hoon played the Lilia recently. I'm not sure if it's in the NACT, but I like the Lilia versus the Feramis matchup. I think it's still good. It used to be a traditional counter, but it feels like people are pushing it out of style. But I feel like the balls coming out from Lilia is still great. Even if they nerfed the ultimate on it, it turns Lilia into a late game machine. And instead of getting these early game cheese strats where you could invade level 1 or fast clear into it and invade and you got 2 to 3 or 4 orbs to pop, you're missing out on that, but you're definitely gaining a lot of damage back in the late game. Genji on this Yuzong, man. This Yuzong is crazy, but I can tell you for a fact, Yuzong against Edith is not going to be a great matchup coming from the Yuzong. But it's also not a complete landslide. It's probably like 60-40 to Edith. The Ling comes out from Jin. We like that. It's an assassin meta. I know a lot of you guys like that out here, so be excited for that. And the Hellcrit comes out again. That's such a hard hero to deal with, especially when you're on assassins. Normal teams don't like to pick it, but when it comes to a bread and butter, this is definitely Ken's specialty. But is that going to be enough to take Imperium on this victory of the best of 3 series grand finals? Or is Team Starfall gonna come back from the deaths and bring us into a game 3? We will find out as this match begins, guys. Welcome to the North American Discord community, presenting the Facebook community tournament. Once again, this is a best of 3 series between Team Starfall versus Team Imperium V2. And Starfall already with the opening that we always like to see. They're going for the 1-1-2 strat. They got the mid. They got the roamer getting that level 2 on the mid side. They got the mage on the XP hugging them each other. This is just like a classic opening coming out from Starfall. I can't tell you it's going to be better or worse. It is just a great opening. But yes, Genji already taking a lot of heat of damage. Definitely a very, very good pick off. It's something that they should have saw it coming. Yuzong doesn't have mobility at level 1, so he definitely gets chunked out quite early. And Vader on this Edith, it just has a fast 1-2 combo, has a very big pick off potential, and it's not fun to deal with, right? And to get set level 1 along with the Lilia, and the only thing you got is the first skill or second skill with the Petrify, you're gonna be dying as a Yuzong. So I feel like it's a misplay coming out from Genji. He knows the people are there, but just unfortunately unable to get too much. But top already, a little bit of aggression coming out from Team Starfall. They have a much better opening than it was from game 1, right? Game 1 they're a little bit down, but the Tempest of Blades does come out from the Ling, able to get away, and the Dark Knight Falls also comes out from Ken. So those are both utilities wasted before the very first turtle. But I do think the bigger loss is going to be on Ken. Dark Knight Falls is a very, very nice skill, and without that pick off onto that mid side, they're definitely going to be down at least 1 unit. And man, clean crab kill for the side of Imperium. Although they were down a little bit of gold, 600 is not a deal breaker, not the end of the world. Jin taking his buff onto his little corner, but the invade does come out from Imperium's side. It's classic, right? Imperium invades when they see that there's 2 man on that XP side. Paul was getting that 4 on the boss side, but the flicker play does come out from Vader, able to pick up that very first kill, and they're definitely looking for the second one. Paul uses the ultimate to completely negate a lot of the damage coming out, and Ken comes through with the silence, able to pick up Jinwoo, and Ricky also flickers forward to pick up that Vader. So that's going to be a 2-for-0 trade, and Jin next on that chopping block does get stunned up, but unfortunately both teams getting away with the junglers, and both are relatively low, and Ken actually was the one that pulls out with that blue buff. So it's an even greater advantage for the side of Imperium. They're just doing so well in all these small skirmishes, winning out just a tad little bit on the team fight, punishing when necessary, right? Starfall, they send the mage onto the XP side, and Imperium punishes with the jungle invade onto the Ling. And I do think that's the right decision. A lot of the times, as a jungler, when you're going to the buff, you do wish that your teammates are there at the buff. If you go to the objective, like, you know, the turtle, you do wish your team was at the turtle too. But Tyrant's Revenge does come out along with the Dark Knight Falls. Ken able to pick up that kill onto the turtle side, but at what cost? You're going to see a lot of members on the side of Starfall looking to get a lot of the gold plates, and gold plates definitely got indeed. Ricky does get pulled out by the Divine Judgment coming out from the Kaja, but the Cold Altar coming out from Kohart, just a little bit too much to sustain. Now, Sans, I do believe he used that flicker already, so he did not have the skill available. But Kohari looking to flicker forward, see if he could grab up a little bit more, but definitely not as much as he can chew. Ends up being a completely clean defense coming out from both sides. But Imperium, now they're definitely the ones looking to get onto this gold plate tower. Still quite healthy. That big cannon is still there, and they're able to grab up all the gold plate. So I feel like a lot of the gold has been returned onto the side of Imperium. You can see the gold lead already at 3k for team of red, and most of the gold is going to be going on to, man, 1k gold lead for that Yuzong. Goes to the Radiant first item. Definitely something that we see Genji love to do. He loves going defensive early on. And talk about defensive, topside tower did end up falling towards Ricky, but the punish play coming out from Jin, that's gonna be a 1-for-0 trade. Gold returning to that jungler, but at the cost of a topside tower. The Dark Knight Falls along with a silence picks off Paul. That's a one-hit, one-shot combination. Man, I thought the Lilia was gonna be good, but it just seems like Ken has other plans. He can just burst out any heroes one shot. And it's weird. We don't really see Hellcurt being a big impact on a lot of the top pro scenes, but definitely Imperium showing us that Hellcurt definitely has a strong standing shield, especially in, you know, a pick 4, pick 5 position where he can choose the matchup that he wants for it. And I think that gives Ken a very, very strong advantage. A very nice, clean turtle retry comes out. 3, 0, and 1 is going to be on Mr. Ken. But I do think Sans is going to be the MVP standing right now at a whopping 1, 0, and 4, rotating around. You know, they both Ken and Sans playing a very great game, having 4 out of the 6 kills. And that's going to be quite great. But bot side right here, I'm not sure if Jinwoo actually knows about it. The Dark Knight Falls does come out along with the Tyrant's Revenge, but is that going to be enough? Sans chunk dangerously low, but Ricky is the one that picks up that kill. They traded the Tyrant's Revenge for a Divine Judgment. The Divine Judgment was just a little bit too late. All right, that's kind of the matchup between the Kufra versus the Kaja. The Kufra has an AoE set. The Kaja has a single target, and just sometimes you're just not going to be able to get that peel. But Paul smartly decides to chunk out the minions on the boss side, but the Black Dragon form does come out, and Paul is going to be completely zoned out from his tower. Sans and Kohari looking to see if they can chase a different target, but Paul having the mobility to just turn away. Now Ricky on using that ultimate does come out and clear some of the minions, but the flicker does get traded out along with Jinwoo's flicker. So that's 2 flickers on both the marksmen's utilities down for the next fight. Although I do think Imperium, you know, it's a 1-for-1 trade in terms of utility. With the Kaja, with the Kufra pick, it's just very hard to deal with, as the flicker Tyrant's Revenge does come out and all the units are attacking on Sans. I'm not sure if this is the right idea. Sans is definitely going to be chunked down, but the members of Imperium, everyone is still relatively healthy. And with just denying Sans, I mean, that is still a kill for nothing regardless, but is that really going to benefit too much? You know, it might be a Hail Mary play. It might just be like, hey man, we can't really do too much, but we're going to try to get a kill. But this is a great setup coming out from Starfall. They have Chaewon on the Vision on the Turtle. They have Jin on this Ling, but no contestations on Turtle. The Retribution might have already been called out, and Imperium once again getting away with a lot, right? They would fight you know, small fights onto the opposite side. They would try to get a little bit of advantage, but Ricky does manage to find Jinwoo, and with the cannons, he's looking to definitely get that kill, but at what cost? Dark Knight Falls does come out with, along with the Cold Altar, and Jin definitely got chunked really low, and none of the members from Imperium looking like they're even close to dying. Maybe Ricky with that 2 bars of health getting chunked a little bit low, but do believe he's going to make the call and back out real soon. But Tyrant's Revenge does come on the flicker. The flicker Divine Judgment comes out from Chaewon, able to pick up Sans once again. Definitely going to be the one dying there, but without getting Ricky, right? Without getting Ricky, that's tough. You of course, you know, a kill is better than no kill, but completely killing the tank every single time on the last 2 fights, that's not really going to do your team that well. But Ken and Genji definitely got punished right there. They dash forward. They have the slow coming out from Lilia, and Lilia's just turning into that late game monster that we were talking about. She has that damage. She has that slow. I believe Ice Queen, Juan, and Book are both finished. So he's going to have almost 40% cooldown along with the slow. And he's almost looking to build up into a brute force or immortality of some sort. Definitely pick up a little bit of armor. But Sans looking to see if he can defend mid. Ricky does use that explosion shot and is able to take out majority of the minions onto that mid side, but not before the mid comes down. Vader does come out with the ultimate, and they're able to grab up Kohari on that Faramis. Now, along with that grab, they're also able to grab up that flicker. So that is another utility used. So actually Starfall right now picking up the pace quite a bit, able to close that 3k gold lead that we had earlier into a non really no gold lead right now, and picking up that last tower is definitely going to push them just a little bit more ahead. You got that Tyrant's Revenge coming out, does hit Vader on that, but that is an XP hit, so they still have the Retribution available. Divine Judgment also is not available, but the Dark Knight Falls comes through. Paul ends up juking it, but Jin does end up trying to hit that Lord because the Dark Knight Falls, no one had any visions. Kohari does pull up 2 units, but doesn't have the defensive ultimate to come out and defend that. Now, a lot of heroes are being traded around. Jinwoo able to pick up the Hellcurt, but does get counter engaged by Ricky. And that is going to be a 2-for-3 trade advantage for the side of Starfall. I was talking about EMP getting away with a lot of things, but definitely EMP is the one now that has been picked off over and over. And the flicker play does come out from Kaja along with the Divine Judgment, so that's 2 utilities wasted. Very, very strong peeling utilities, pick focus oriented. I'm not sure how that's going to do, but the pick comes out from Sans. A lot of the damage does come out. Also, the Cold Ultra does come out, but an early ultimate coming out from Jinx. Along with the Dark Knight Falls, the Lord is hit dangerously low. And look at Ken. Look at Ken. Ooh, the Retribution does come out and ends up being for the side of Starfall. Unfortunately, EMP was unable to take that. And Vader, with the flicker play, manages to get out. So Starfall dancing the Lord well there. Able to take the objective with no deaths there. Man, that is very, very nice for the side of Starfall. Imperium on the backseat right now. Talk about some of the priority targets. I do think they have to find a way to shut Jinx down. 6, 1, and 2 is just a little bit too much. And also this Kaja pick, right? It's a first pick Kaja. It was banned out very first match. So I believe Starfall was the one banning it out. And second time around, EMP was... not EMP, but Starfall able to pick that up on the very first phase of the draft. So going a whopping 1, 1, and 8 definitely shows you that the Kaja first pick was well worth it. Now, members of EMP grouping up onto this bot side, trying to get this Lord, but Genji definitely going to be the one dying, but he pre-ults on the Black Dragonborn. We love that. The Divine Judgment does come out on Genji, but that is just going to be 1 ultimate traded for 1. Genji does end up getting away, but Imperium defends that Lord quite nicely. And with that Lord defense, they're looking to potentially go for a little bit more. Tyrant's Revenge does come out, but the Purify also comes out from Paul. It does bait out the spell, but a Tyrant's Revenge for a Purify, I would say that's kind of worth on EMP's side. But Jin on this Ling, he's been doing so well, so much damage. And man, top side tower does come down, but the flicker play also comes out from both teams. Sans looking to see if he can get a little bit more, but it doesn't seem like EMP has the firepower, as a lot of the members are chunked dangerously low. And the slow just coming out from Paul's is a little bit too much to handle, but Genji having thoughts on the other hand, picking that kill up himself, able to pick up Paul. And you know, we've seen Paul bully Genji almost this whole entire match already, starting from the very beginning on that very first blood, a 1-1-2 strategy where they send the mage and the XP onto the XP side early to get a cheese pick onto the Yuzong, and Genji's able to grab up a little bit of revenge. But Vader on this bush should be able to get that set, but does miss that second skill. With the missed second skill, Genji still able to kind of survive a little bit long, but Ken trying to get Jin. He was very, very close, but Imperium falls short once again, losing out that XP laner, and that's definitely going to be a tough trade because doesn't feel like Imperium right now is showing a very strong 5 versus 5. They're losing pickoffs here and there. They're losing the small skirmishes here and there. It could be due to the team it could be due to the pickoff potential coming out from the Edith. But Sans looking to check the bush. Jinwoo gives a little bit of warning shot. Chunks Sans pretty low, and yeah, that should be a pretty far back. But on the other hand, Jin already blew his ultimate. He is a Ling, so he can jump and go back into that Lord relatively fast. But without that Tempest of Blades, he's not going to have a defensive ability to, you know, 50-50 rescue that Lord. So whatever health he has, that's pretty much all he's going to be getting. Imperium grabbing up a lot of the vision onto the mid side. It feels like they definitely have a very, very good choke point. They have the visions, but Sans does get that pick off once again. He's able to get that Edith completely for free. And with the Dark Knight falls, Jin is just doesn't seem like he's able to get in. Now top side, Genji is definitely going to be the one that gets taken out. Jin still on that full health. And with Ken being down, that's going to be a complete free Lord, uncontested for the side of Starfall. So amazing fights coming out. Now, a lot of great comments and moderations coming out from the comment section. Seems like we have a battle between Southeast Asia fans versus a lot of the North American tournaments, and it's definitely going to I mean, no real good comment there. Basana, you're correct. If Starfall wins, they're going to be winning tournaments back to back. They won the 3 versus 3 brawl, and they're going to win the Facebook tournaments. But we cannot count EMP out. They're able to take that first game pretty convincingly. Now they're looking to defend the second game, but even with the defense strategy, I don't think it's going to be too much of a difference, as they're able to grab at this top side. But Ken already quite low, and Paul looking to kind of go for a little bit more. Is he going to be able to get that kill? No, the flicker play does come out, and Genji does pop that Black Dragon form. The Purify does also come out along with the ultimate coming out with Paul. Both teams looking to see if they grab a little bit more, but the three-man silence does come out along with the Petrify. The Cold Ultra does come out. That's going to be a complete free kill on the side of Team Imperium, looking to grab a little bit more, but the conceal counterplay comes out from Che Wong. Disengages for the side of Team Starfall. Now, although Imperium did get the pick that they were looking for, that's so much utilities being spent, and all the towers are down. Imperium's base is completely naked. Looking to see if they can grab a little bit of map right now. And let's take a look at some of the items. Definitely have Kohari building a little bit more of a penetration build. I like to go utility, but I do think the burst Faramis build is also quite nice. Full build come out from that Brody. Beatrix still looking to farm up to her last 2 items. Jin also on that full build. Helkert looking to finish up his last item. And man, what a game has it turned. Starfall playing pretty aggressively onto this top side. The conceal play does come out from Suns. He's looking to charge up. He does end up not hitting anyone. And it's interesting. Chaewon should definitely use that Divine Judgment. He does use that Divine Judgment, but Kohari just a little bit late on that Cold Ultra, unable to get that pick off. And Jin trying to get Kohari next. He does get that flicker play, but Jin, man, very disciplined with the Lord up. He does not choose to go for anything aggressive, and with that coming up, the Lord's coming up in 10 seconds. That should be a complete free objective for the side of Starfall. Blue buff uncontested. Kind of saw that coming, and without Sans, I don't think Imperium's looking to contest. I feel like they're a team that knows that, hey man, they can definitely try to defend against these lords. Defend against this lord, and blue teams does end up picking up this lord. Now we kind of want to take a look at the sync coming out. Syncing is really, really important, and with all the towers, all the outer towers being down for Team Imperium's side, Starfall can look to do one or two things. They can look to create a fight with the Lord, let the Lord act as their 6-man unit and go 6 versus 5 onto that mid side, or they could choose the back door, right? Try to zone out all the members of Imperium, use the Kaja as a little pick-off potential, little deterrent from the members of Imperium to look to full engage, hold on to that Divine Judgment, and go for the base. So definitely still have a lot of leeways, but Imperium playing this quite disciplined, does not really choose to go for anything aggressive. And the Lord coming down onto this mid side. Ricky's definitely looking to clear some of the ways, but the Flicker of Divine Judgment comes out and does hit Genji, but the Cold Altar saves him. And that's going to be huge if they're able to get this winning team fight. Man, too many things coming on at once, but members are falling out from both sides. But it does seem like Starfall is going to be the one that has that winning trade. But Kohari, although he got chunked out earlier, he's able to take out that. And man, Vader with that Primal Wrath, able to take game 2 between Starfall versus Imperium. So we are definitely going into a best of 3 series. Team Starfall able to take the game 2, taking the series onto a 1-1 score. 20-16 is going to be the overall score. 20 minutes game. And Paul, MVP, building all his full items, has that brute force, has 45% cooldown along with penetration and a slow. Man, Paul just got everything. Jin also played a great game, so definitely shout outs to him. Take a look at some of the stats. Paul, 85% kill participation, 31% damage, along with 30% damage coming out from Jin. So definitely strong showings coming out from Paul. I'm gonna get a quick water sip, but if y'all want to type some comments, make sure to send some through. We definitely like to enjoy some of the comments here. Miracle Vibes was unhidden by certain. Aim Hero says Genji 2 and 5. Not surprised. But I do want to see how this second draft goes. We saw a lot of picks being taken out. We also saw the Kaja do quite well, so I do think Imperium's gonna look to either take out the Kaja themselves or pick it up. You also got the Ling, which has done quite well. He went 6-1 early on. That's a very big impact. But Lilia on Paul, man, it's a surprising pick, but definitely did wonders there. You can still see Lilia still does so much damage, and late game Cold Altars versus the Lilia, you know, the Fairness is definitely not going to be able to defend against that. Sir None says, no way, I'm switching teams. And you can't switch their votes. Genji kind of fed them. I would say Genji definitely could have played a little bit better. Genji definitely had a lot, like if he knew the level 1 strategy come out from Lilia and Edith was going to be like that, I definitely don't think he would come through. And he's seen Paul over and over on that XP lane. He still chooses to try and go in. So I feel like it's a mistake coming out from Genji. Definitely can play a little bit better. Love Lilia, of course. I know you're definitely waiting for that new, what is it? Beast Tamer? Beast Hunter? What's the new collab? But I'll be honest, I'm definitely getting that. It's the Neo Beast collab skin, so quite cool. Genji first blood sold the game. I don't think so. It's a close game regardless of that first blood. And in all honesty, right? Starfall's fights towards that mid to late game was very convincing. The Hellcurt all-in strat didn't seem like it was working as well as was before. Maybe it was just the CC that comes out from Team Starfall. So the draft of Imperium for me just didn't work as well. First blood under 1 minute is bad. Yes, guys. But you guys can't tell me that you guys never walked down the lane and died first blood level 1 without getting any minion. Like, you guys can't be telling me like you guys are all professional players and you guys play perfect. Now, if we're just talking about, you know, from a perspective's standpoint, it's very easy to pinpoint, hey man, you shouldn't die on that XP lane. But once again, we got the X-ray vision, we got all the notes, we got all the statistics, we see everything with the eagle's eye, with observers. But when it comes down to actually playing, I know half of you guys ain't playing like this. But back to the game. Imperium version 2 versus Team Starfall. This is the North American Discord community, brought to you by, no, not brought to you by, man. This is the Facebook community tournament, brought to you by the North American Discord community for Mobile Legends Bang Bang. A best of 3 series. This is going to be game number 3 between Imperium V2 versus Team Starfall. We are on our last game, so this is going to be definitely the sudden death. And man, the bans are still the same, but the openings have changed. Imperium picking up the Edith by themselves. What are we? Edith, no win? No Edith, no win type of meta? Man, how things have changed. But I do think the opening from Starfall is going to be a little bit different. They're going to pick up this Beatrix, which is a high priority. I'm not going to be surprised if they look to pick up the Franco or the X-Borg, which does quite well. I don't think a Terizla is warranted this early. I would love to see them pick up the Franco. And the Franco does get picked up. Once again, there's stream delay, so it's not like these people can actually know what I'm talking about. But Sans on this Angela pick, I've seen it work wonders. And at a best of 3 series, they're definitely going to look to grab up that hero. What I like to see the Angela being paired up well with is a physical jungler. Someone with high mobility. The Hayabusa does quite nicely. The Ling, the Lance. All good heroes, but they could also go a different route. They go traditional front to back. Pull up with a Boxia or a Fredrin. Add a little bit of crowd control and utilities for the team. Or they could opt to go for a little bit more aggressive, like the Ling early on, which, you know, went 6-1, right? So, you know, the Ling is definitely not a bad pickup, but Imperium not opting to go for the jungle pick early. There's 2 marksman bans and a marksman being taken out from Starfall, so they end up picking up their marksmen themselves. Arythel is going to be the pick, but man, Arythel, even with the Hasclaws buff, I can't tell you if it's going to be the best pick. I like the buff. Arythel did receive a first skill increased on damage. Arythel also received a buff on his ultimate where the duration did get nerfed a little bit, but the cooldown coming out from it is much shorter. So Arythel is a nice character right now. Now Paul picking up this Kadita is definitely going to be a double pick comp. And you know, it's a very, very strong opening coming out from Starfall. Definitely, you know, done their homework. This Kadita Franco has been an MPL pick comp style onto this mid side for a very, very long time. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Paul going down to that XP lane again, wasting that Petrify, making sure that they could get Genji. But on the other hand, the Kadita does well everywhere. Has the bush camp pressure. EMP, especially with the Angela, is not going to be able to move as freely as they want to in the bushes. Now the bans are coming out on the table. The Ling ban comes out. We like that. He went 6-1 on the Ling. Ban that Ling. Now what I don't like is them not respecting the fairness. They saw the fairness being picked up on that game too, and he did quite well. Now fairness counters the Kadita an insane amount throughout the whole entire game, but Starfall's plan is opting to ban out the Valentina, which I think is a better ban than the Fairness, okay? But the Fredrin ban, Fredrin does well with the Angela, point given. But there's still a lot of things available on the table. There is a Boxia, there is the Panda. So still a lot of things still, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something like a Boxia Fairness come out from Imperium's side. They got the front line, they got the bush checker, and then they're going to complete it with the cold altar that brings the utility that completely negates the rough waves damage. Now Starfall, They're still missing that jungler and the XP position. I like the Terizla pick. Terizla counters a lot of heroes. It should do fine against the Edith. Edith should not have an advantage early. But they don't opt to go for the Terizla pick. They opt to push that as far back as possible. Maybe potentially saving it for a Yu Zhong matchup if they feel like, you know, they like what they're seeing. Jin picks up this pack. Doesn't go for the X-Borg. Goes for the pack. I do like it. It provides a little bit of CC. It provides a lot of physical damage early on. It's going to make sure that Imperium has to buy Dreadnought quite early. Pack is one of those heroes that does very, very high burst damage when you use the enchanted second skill. It does take some skill to aim, but if you can hit it twice, man, it's definitely gonna chunk. Now Imperium going with something a little bit wacky. We don't know if this is gonna be an X-Borg mid or X-Borg EXP, an Edith mid or an Edith XP, but that's just the flex that EMP likes to play. They do come out with this Hellcurt, and man, mixed feelings. Is Ken just looking to play the Hellcurt all day today? Is that he just doesn't want to show his cards, or it's actually a good pick that he feels like he can do well on? And you know, definitely in the game 1 he did extremely well on. Now the game 2 he fell just a little bit short on some of the engages, did get punished by the Lilia, but we don't have a Lilia this time around. We have a Kadita, and Kadita does get punished if she ends up using the Petrify on Hellcurt without the silence coming out. So Kadita does get messed up quite a bit. Now, whoa. Martis flex. The pack flexed into that XP position to deal with the Edith coming out from Genji. I don't know if I agree with this. I like the Edith pick. Simply because Edith can build armor versus a lot of the XP units, right? Edith, I believe the higher the armor that she has, the more magic ability she's going to be able to use. I believe that's the passive. I may be wrong. But guys, going into the Land of Dawn right now, this is going to be game 3 between Team Imperium version 2 versus Team Starfall. Best of 3 series, game number 3, sudden death. Present to you the Facebook community tournament, present to you by the North American MLBB community. But welcome guys, everyone in the chat. Aim Hero, Gabriel, Sir Unknown, Sari, Perry. Welcome to the chat. Thank you guys for all joining through. I know Tezuka Sana has been out there watching over us. Super Suki. He says Imperium Suki. Crazy. I'm telling on Wolf. Just kidding. I don't really care. All right. Jumping into the match. Is everything set on the board? Imperium on the left side, Starfall on the right side. Very nice. A little bit of an early pull, a little bit of early aggression early on to distract Imperium. You know, they didn't have the Franco. They don't have the Franco this time around, so it might be a tough spot for EMP. The suppressions have definitely won every single game so far. The Franco won the very first game. Kaja definitely had a very big impact on the second game. Now the Franco comes out again, so I'm a little bit worried for Team Imperium, but the play comes out from Vader, and he doesn't seem like he's going to be able to get away from this. The Petrify also first skill comes out from that Kadita and does end up being the one that gets punished, and Kohari coming out with the X-Borg. Is he going to be able to get any slow? He does not, and Chaewon is going to be able to get away freely. Now Jin still looking to see if he can get something. I'm not sure if this would be a right decision, but I don't think Imperium has the CC available to completely negate him. But the Dark Nightfall does come out, and unfortunately they're able to pick up Jin early on. That's a 3-0 opening for Imperium, completely shifting the tides, the momentums. And Imperium get away with almost a 1k goal lead before the first turtle even spawns. That's gonna be quite huge. But the counterplay, we'd like to see this. Starfall, knowing that they don't have the advantage on the turtle side, they're putting members onto that gold lane, pressuring Ricky on this very late game marksman. It's definitely something that I agree with. But with the strategy coming out from Imperium, it's kind of like a 1-3-1 strategy. You see Sans, he's not really hugging the marksmans. He's staying around Kohari, making sure that he's well fed, well nourished, well rested. as the uncontested very first objective goes to the side of Imperium. Now, take a look at some of the items about 2 minutes in. There's not going to be too much to talk about, right? We can kind of check out and see what this Angela's building. Maybe going for a little bit defensive route. Has that tough boots. Probably going into something like a fleeting time. You know, when I play Angela, I like to just go all in. But my Angela sucks. 66% win rate. Sans on this top side did show himself. But with level 4, as long as he doesn't get hooked, he should be fine. But the Bloody Hunt isn't even out from Chaewon. The second skill does come out, and the flicker play comes out also. Not flicker. The flicker comes out from Franco, but does get traded for the Purify. So a little bit of a fast hands trades come out from Sans. But I'll be honest. If you didn't take that hook yourself, you probably don't have to burn the Purify. But utilities wasted from both sides. I don't want Sans to be moving around so much, because once he does, he's definitely going to be the one on the chopping block. He goes into that bush and he tries to ulti. But just unfortunate, he did not know that members of Starfall were on the side of waiting. But 2 of the kills does get traded for the side of Ricky and Ken, both picking up a kill there. And wow, Ken already on a very, very good one. But Vader pops that sprint, is still on a 1-for-1 trade right there. Does end up picking up Kohari. That's going to be a very, very good kill. You pop that sprint early, make sure you get Kohari, and honestly, they were almost able to get Ken too, and it was pretty close. Now, gold lead isn't as fancy anymore, just about 1.8k gold lead now for the side of Imperium. But a lot of the members are fed, and let's take a look at some of the gold. We should see a very good difference between the gold of the junglers. You see about a 1k difference, and with a 1k difference on Assassin, that's huge. That's almost a full item complete. And you can see Jin unable to even complete any defensive items yet. He only has a hammer, and Ken is just moving so well. Now they're definitely looking to get that fight coming through, but Paul ends up being grabbed up by the Bloody Hunt. And with the last Insanity, they're going to be able to take out that Hellcat. And the Retribution comes out from Jin, able to pick up the objective along with a jungle kill. 1-for-1 trade, but the objective does go to Team Starfall. So a lot of the gold actually coming back. But on the other side of the map, Ricky taking out the whole entire gold plate does end up getting the jump on the ultimate. But the heal, unfortunately, does not come out in time for Sans. Even with that first skill heal, I'm not sure he's going to be able to sustain all the damage, but still, nonetheless, a small misplay coming out from the marksman. And that's definitely going to be punished by Jinwoo on this Beatrix. He should be just completely demolishing that tower, but mid, Jin able to pick up a kill and a +1. The tides have turned with the rough waves right now. The gold lead completely done, completely negated, and Starfall looking to push up ahead with the momentum that they had coming out from the game 2. And you can start seeing Vader on this Paquito moving around really fast. He has the ability to clear waves. He has the abilities to cut the very bot side, moving onto the middle map, versus Edith doesn't have the lane clear ability and mobility as good. Now definitely jumping into a bad situation. Petrify does come out, but Edith is just so tanky. The ultimate does come out, and is he going to be able to survive with the heart guard? He is. He completely turns a 3 versus 1 fight. Kohari flickers forward, but Destination is going to be coming out now. Genji is going to be the next on the chopping block. Jinx, Jin looking to try to see if he could get ahead, but ends up just picking up 1 for that fight. And I don't know how I feel about that. Heart guard into the Primal Wrath coming out from the Edith, able to soak up a lot of the damage. I mean, all the damage coming out from Paul. The Petrify, the Rough Waves, the first and the second skill, that's a lot of damage. And along with the Bloody Hunt. So Edith, chunky boy right now, definitely is able to soak up a lot of the damage, but the suppression still just might be too much to deal with for the side of Imperium. You can see Sans already pushed away. Now Chaewon looking to see if he can get something. The Heart Guard does come out, and the Turtle does go uncontested for the side of Starfall. Seems like Imperium is on that back foot. The hook does come out, but unfortunately, just barely unable to catch that. Ken with the beautiful Dark Knight Falls along with the pickoff, able to grab up Paul onto that mid side. That's a huge wave clear that completely got shuttered out by the side of Starfall, and they're able to pick up this mid side, but at what cost? Vader able to grab up the tower on that top side. So it's a 1-for-1 tower trade, but the kill advantage does go to the side of Imperium. Overall scoreboard still 8-7, so pretty close. Gold lead still pretty close as well. 22k going on from both sides. Man, this is the match that we want to see. We don't want to see some best of 1, best of 3 series, landslide 2-0, we in, we out, 16 minutes type of stuff. We definitely want to see a lot of action. And Kohari saving that last insanity until the last moment does get petrified, and the bloody hunt comes out. Now, wow, Ken able to single out that Kadita once again. Paul definitely has to look to see if he wants to go for maybe a magic resist boots, a tough boots to deal with the silence duration coming out from the Hellcurt. I don't know if Kadita can build physical defense, but I'll be honest, Kadita, doesn't matter how many deaths you have, as long as you can still get 1 or 2 kills here and there, it's honestly all fun and games. But Genji does get kind of ganked by a 3-man unit come out from Starfall, but no initiation as the Iron Hook does not connect. Now 8 to 9 minutes in, we can take a look at some of the items here. Brute Force comes out along with the Hunter Strike, but ooh, Kohari chunked dangerously low. The Heart Guard does come out, but Genji is going to be the one that falls. The Decimation is still available. He picks up 1 unit, but unfortunately EMP does fall to the team fight and the pick off potential coming out from Starfall. And with 2 of the members down, Imperium's definitely going to be losing this Lord uncontested, and even without a mid tower, it doesn't seem like there's going to be too much as Kohari chunked dangerously low. The DDR moves looking to come through, but does not dance well enough to tango with the punching master as Vader picks up another kill for the side of Starfall. Che Wong looking to see if he could grab Sans with the Angelus. The Angelus has been doing quite well, but it doesn't seem like Imperium has the front line ability. And later this game goes, the more front line Imperium is going to have, right? Kohari on this X-Borg has both Ice Queen and War Axe, should be looking to build up a little bit of defense, and once he's able to soak up just a little bit more damage along with the Heart Guard, Imperium's definitely going to have a little bit of lead. But Starfall having the momentum on their side along with the Lord marching down on the top side, it's going to be a very, very tough defense for EMP to come through. Iron Hook comes out onto Kohari. That's definitely going to be a priority unit, but the Petrified 3-man does come out and is able to grab Kohari completely for free, but Paul ends up being one on the chopping block. But that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade even for both sides, a 1-for-1 even trade, but the Lord is still marching down, so does seem like Starfall is going to be pushing their advantage. They're able to grab up this mid completely uncontested, looking to push it even a little bit more of an advantage. And Sans chunked so low. The flicker play comes out from Chaewon, unfortunately able to pick up any kill, but Jin used that decimation and is able to pick up that marksman. We kind of talked about that Erythel, not really the greatest picks. I do think there's better options out there. You can see Erythel 3, 4, and 2 without a tanky front line, especially, you know, with the Angela. It just doesn't seem like it's going to fare too well. But the Heart Guard does come out, and Jin is the one that does get punished. That's going to be a 200 gold shutdown for Kohari. And he was the one that was getting completely destroyed earlier, but it seems like they found a little bit of a wave of momentum. And once again, the later this game goes, Kohari is definitely going to be scaling into more of a defensive route. And the more defensive route he has, he's definitely just going to be doing much better now. The mobility, you can already see the mobility coming out from Kohari. The War Axe, the Ice Queen Wand, it's so annoying to deal with. And if he builds up to maybe even a Brute Force, which that's definitely his plan, man, he's going to be a speedy racer. Maybe some other noticeable items that are being completed. Erythel going for a double crit build into a DHS, something we don't see often. But Vader, ooh, chunked pretty low. He was quite tanky there. He had the antique, he had the Oracle, but just chunked it a little bit low. But I think this is a misplay coming out from the coming out from Che Wong. He bloody hunts Kohari, but Kohari is an export. And especially with the hard guard, he's definitely going to be able to run around. Decimation does come out from Jinx, and he has that mobility, the movement speed coming out from that Hunter Strike. Is he going to be the next on the chopping block? No, he does not. He sustains with the lifesteal. And along with the hard guard, he's definitely going to be able to soak up a lot of the damage. Sans also does get poked out, but the rough ways gets used by Paul, and he's definitely going to be taken out. And that is a 3-for-0, 3-for-1 trade for the side of Imperium as they turn this game around. Even with the top side tower down, the momentum seems like has been slightly shifted. I can't, take out Starfall on this game yet, but the momentum definitely has shifted. And without a jungler, I wonder how Imperium is going to be doing this, Lord. Are they going to be able to take this completely? Is Kohari going to be ulting in? He does come out with the ult. Dark Knight Falls does come out with the flicker play. Also comes out from Che Wan, but unable to connect. That's a huge utility being burnt by Che Wan. He's not going to have the flicker for the Lord. That's just advantages on advantages, like pancakes stacking on the breakfast menu. Going through. Man, what a turnaround coming out from Team Imperium version 2. Able to take up the Lord uncontested. Burns that flicker coming out from Franco. And they just have these lanes shoved. But the sync coming out from Imperium just does not seem good enough. The Lord is marching down, and Kohari is the only one that's defending it. Lord gets completely destroyed and melted. And Vader is the one that's trying to run away. And with the sprint, as he will, he definitely should have the ability to be able to run away. But Ricky, ooh, pretty low. He has to try and juke, but the hard guard comes out. Vader's not going to be able to sustain any of this damage. Ken does hit that Retri, and man, along with that fight, look at Kohari. He's just soaking up. He's soaking up ultimates once again, and with the bloody hunt being completely negated, and also the rough ways, that's going to be a losing fight for the side of Starfall. That's so many ultimates used. You cannot be using that bloody hunt on Kohari. He over and over just has been taking it, and he just takes it, and Imperium just keeps winning these team fights. You cannot ult Kohari. It is just too big of a risky play. Try to save the bloody hunt, try to save the flicker for someone like Sans or for someone like Ricky, or unless you could guarantee a full kill on Kohari. But right there, and especially in the last couple of fights, the bloody hunt has been landed on Kohari. He's done a great job, but with Kohari's build, he has the mobility, he has the sustain. He's got War Axe, Bloodless, he's got Ice Queen, and Brute Force. This man is on some good stuff. Some good stuff. But dude, look at how poor the Franco is, man. 7k gold, finish only 2 items, has completely no magic resist. And having no magic resist in this comp, I think is a mistake. Angela and Edith are going to shred you. What is it called? A Radiant is going to do so much help, and I do hope Che Wan is looking to get that Radiant up and not opting to go and finish the Antique, because the true damage that comes out from the X-Borg, along with the 2 magic damage, right? Sans on this Angela, he did opt to go for more of a defensive route, but the rough ways does get that camp, and Paul is able to take up 1 kill. I actually didn't even see Paul right there, so that's going to be a free kill. The marksman down for the side, and that is going to be another pick off. Man, Genji taken out completely, but the immortality does come out, and Genji ultimate does come out, but the decimation just does seem like enough. But the last Insanity coming out from the X-Work, unable to get Jinx on, unable to get Jin on that, but a lot of the members from Starfall is still chunked dangerously low. Jin is only out of 2 bars health, and Kohari looking to see if he can get an advantage, but Team Imperium, ooh, this might be a very, very bad position. Look at Vader. Vader's on that very front side. They do get the Iron Hook coming out from Ken. And look at Paul, man. He's just on that far side. He does go for the reach, and when I talk about the Kadita, you do not want to reach. If you reach, everyone else will teach you. But Kohari misplayed a little bit, does end up dashing forward. And with that, Starfall is going to be able to take this Lord uncontested as the momentum completely shifts back into the favors of, I don't know what Starfall is. Zodiacs of the enlightened stars. What do you call celestials? the enlightened celestials. I don't even know what Imperium is. Imperium means heaven. Angels, heaven. It means the highest place of heaven. So it's the heavens. It's the angels. It's the ones with the wings versus the celestials. The stars themselves. Lord marching down. And man, Starfall, great syncs. They've been doing so well since game 2 with these huge syncs. And Che Wang also on these suppression heroes does so well. Able to pick up, you know, so many important members, but Kohari, you know, kind of getting bursted out real quick. He should be able to just kind of go back, grab up that shield real quick. But the Lord, it's a pretty big Lord coming down. I do think they're going to look to potentially end it. The conceal play does happen, and Paul ends up getting Sans on that far side. But does Sans have the hard guard? No, he does not have the hard guard, but Kohari is able to pick up the Kadita, but that is just a Kadita. Genji looking to see if he can grab a little bit more than he could chew, but Ricky is still available. Now Jinx has been chunked pretty low, but members of Imperium are just completely falling left to right to left to right. But Jin able to pick up Ricky able to pick up Jin, but Jinwoo on this other side, is they gonna be able to get it? Congratulations to Team Starfall, able to pick up this game 3 best of 3 series. Man, what a series. Once again, this is the North American Discord community hosting the Facebook community tournament. The best of 3 series between Starfall and Imperium version 2. 22-21 is going to be the kill score. 18 minutes game, but Starfall able to push up this victory. Man, first time Starfall definitely getting a win in this tournament. And Imperium also not doing too bad themselves. Fell just a tad bit short. MVP does go to Jinwoo. He did great on the game 2 and continuing to push his lead onto game 3. Paul also doing a great job, able to get that impactful pickoff on the Angela. And you know, for me, I definitely wish that Angela built a little bit more offensively to bring a little bit more damage, but it's definitely not bad. But guys, I think we are done. I think we are done here. GG's. Serenone, James, Sarif, Sana. GG's. Starfall is OP. All right, guys, we're going to jump back into a different screen. Once again, thank you guys for watching the stream. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe. Brawl tournament winner, now Facebook tournament winner. Hey, man, that tells you something. You definitely should have played in the Facebook tournament, because if you play in the Facebook tournament, you probably win this tournament. But definitely well played. Definitely a good series. Thank you guys all for watching the stream. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe. We will be back in 2 hours. For the 9 Thieves tournament. So we'll see you guys. Thank you.